Quiz 7 starts us off with this equation, y equals the square root of x squared plus 4, and it wants us to differentiate it or take the derivative, find that dy dx. I always tell people derivatives are like a burning house. You do not rush straight into a burning house. You need to kind of stop and address that situation. And when we're talking about derivatives, that's really looking out for a handful of algebraic rewrites that you need to do before you're actually ready to go start taking the derivative. And one of the ones we're looking at right now is this situation where we have x to some power with inside some root. So you would rewrite this as x to the power divided by the root. So if we had the cube root of x to the fifth, we'd want to rewrite that as x to the power of 5 over the root of 3. The most common one to see is that square root, which has an unwritten 1 for the power and an unwritten 2 for the root, and that would be x to the 1/2 power. That's really what we're looking at right here. The key is understanding that all this stuff inside that square root, all of that is to the first power, and that there's an unwritten 2 for our root right there. So first things first, we'll rewrite this. It's going to be x squared plus 4, and all of that is to the 1/2 power. So that was just a rewrite only to get through that part of the process. Now when we look at this, this is something inside of something. So anytime I have something of this format where I've got a set of parentheses with something inside it raised to a power here, this is a chain rule setup. So we had product rule, quotient rule, and the third of those rules is the chain rule. So my saying on the chain rule is d in times d out, the derivative of the inside piece times the derivative of the outside piece. So whatever is plugged into those parentheses, that's my inside piece. And really this outside piece is that power going on right there. So as I come to take this derivative, my dy dx, I need to go find the derivative of the inside piece. So I'm looking at just that x squared minus 4 right there. The derivative of x squared, that's a power rule. That would just be 2x, bring the power down, subtracting 1 from the power. And then the derivative of 4, a constant, is just 0, so that goes away. So that's my d in right there. That was my inside piece. The outside piece is really going to be this 1/2 power. It's just going to be a big power rule. I'm going to bring this 1/2 down in front. I leave alone all the junk that I already took the derivative of, and then I subtract 1 from the power. And if fractions aren't your friend, that's fine. We can just open up the calculator and do that work there real quick. So you can just type in 1/2 minus 1, and then whatever you get out there, you can always hit math and then number 1 frac to turn that into a fraction. So we get that negative 1/2, and that'll be your final answer.